Well, I was looking at different outdoor Halloween decorations in real life the other day for some inspiration, and I came across these ginormous spiders. And I thought the dollhouse needs one of those too. So stay tuned and see how fun and easy this project is. All right, to make our spider, we are going to need a styrofoam ball for the body, and I'm going to cut this in half. So I have 2 half balls. This one is about 1.5 inches in diameter. Any styrofoam ball about that size. I think I saw them at Dollar Tree the other day if you want cheap ones. And I have some chenille stems. I just grabbed 4 of them out of the package. I figured it doesn't matter what color they are because I'm going to have to paint this anyway. I can paint these and that will make them more spider leggy looking. I think they'll look more the way I want them to. So I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to cut this in half off camera so that hopefully I can get this cut without injuring myself. When it's cut in half, I'll come back and we will move on to the next step. All right, these are cut and I didn't even hurt myself. So I'm going to cut these chenille stems into approximately 4-inch pieces. I kind of held it up against the half styrofoam ball and decided how long I wanted his legs. And I went a little longer than I probably need. That way I can trim them if I need to later. And I'm going to cut 8 of these. Oh, close enough. So that is 6. 7, and be sure and cut your chenille stems with wire cutters. Do not use your scissors because scissors are not made for cutting wire and you can get hurt really badly that way. Now, we need 4 legs on each side of our little guy. One side got a little flat, so I think that'll be his front. I like that for the front. So I am going to get some glue. And a bamboo skewer. And I will just do 1 or 2 legs on camera, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and go ahead and put the rest of these guys in. This is just to hold it in so that the legs stay in place until we get the next step done. The next step will hold them in a lot more securely. So I'm going to get 4 on each side and then let this glue dry. When the glue is dry, I'll come back and we can go on to the next step. All right, the glue on those is mostly dry. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a toothpick and make a handle. And I've got my little drying rack here. That way I've got some place for that to sit. Because we are going to cover the styrofoam ball with some tissue paper. I have some wrapping tissue here. I have more off to the side. And I have some matte Mod Podge. And I have a brush. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear some little pieces. I won't make you watch me do the whole thing on camera, but I'll get started. So tear up a bunch of little pieces. I want to cover up that styrofoam texture, and this will also make where those legs are coming out a little stronger. So I'm going to brush some of this. When I'm first starting out, I can use hold on to the ball. And you don't have to do the whole thing all at once. So brush some Mod Podge on there. And really saturate that tissue. This is going to add some nice texture as well as just make this a little more spidery looking, I guess we'll call it. So let's see, let's get some right around this. Don't go too far up on the legs. Let's get a skinny piece. I should have torn a really thin piece. Get a thin piece. Got some there. And I'm not going to cover the whole bottom. I'm just going to cover around the edges. But I'm going to repeat this all over. I'm going to give a good thorough coat of tissue paper and Mod Podge. And then I need this to dry completely. So it's getting kind of late, so I'll probably let this dry overnight. And then in the morning, we can go on to our next step. So I'll see you then. All right, this has dried overnight, and it no longer, except for on the very bottom, which the way I'm going to display this, it won't show, it doesn't look like styrofoam anymore. It's covered up that, and also because I made sure to fit it around these legs, they're not going anywhere. They're not going to fall out again. So let's make our spider black. And then we're going to do some more fun things with him after the black paint dries. And this might need multiple coats. After all, we're going from white to black. So I'm going to I'll start here. The part that we put the tissue over, I think, is going to paint pretty well. And it's going to be nice and rough. So it'll look kind of like spider skin. It's kind of my idea. And this will you'll probably need multiple coats, especially on the chenille stems. But just kind of start painting this. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to finish painting this. I'll probably put on at least 2 coats. And I'll also get the bottom painted as well, letting it dry completely between coats. So when this has a nice coat of black paint on it and I'm happy with it, I'll come back and we'll go on to adding some decorative touches to our spider. So I'll see you then. All right, here's what our spider looks like so far. And I've got this purple glitter paint that I swatched out the other day for you guys. And I thought it would be fun to just brush this on his legs. I don't want a really thorough coat. Oh, and by the way, for the legs, I ended up dipping my fingers in paint and just pulling the paint down the chenille stems because they did not want to paint. Now, don't worry about this looking like it's like a solid purple. It's not. That cloudy color is going to dry pretty translucent. It should just make purple sparkles. So I am going to put this on all 8 of his little legs. And when that is dry, we will come back and add some eyes to his face. So I'll be back when this dries. All right, my glitter paint is mostly dry and I'm going to add some nice, terrifying looking red eyes. And what I've got is just some red 3D paint like you would use on a t-shirt. Always start this off of your project, not on your project, just in case it has an air bubble in it. Now you could just use red paint, but, oh, come on. But I like the 3-dimensional quality of this. All right, now that will need a little while to dry, and I'm going to kind of lean him like that. When that is dry, I will take the toothpick out and meet you at the dollhouse, and we'll see what kinds of places we can get this guy to sit and terrify the dolls. I'll see you there. All right, I've moved our little spider friend over to the roof of the dollhouse right now, and he looks absolutely terrifying up there, much like many of those that I saw online. I'm going to try positioning him in a few different places and take photos. Those will be over on the blog post. But because of the flexibility of these pipe cleaner legs, you could hook his legs around the chimney or around a porch rail or whatever. You've got a lot of flexibility in where you're going to put him. And I see his feet are not all sitting down. There we go. Get him. So he looks like he's about ready to skitter across that roof any moment now. So I hope you enjoyed this fun and easy project. I had a blast making him, and I think he's going to be a lot of fun to stick in different places on the dollhouse and see how long it takes people to notice him. If you enjoyed today's project, be sure and hit the like button. Leave me a comment. What kinds of things would you like to see in future videos? If you enjoyed my content and haven't subscribed, I encourage you, hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you know when I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.